as I lay. You all went away.
What?
I said you all went away, and it just stopped on me. So was it still going?
Well, you guys are all on
I,
mute. But I could,
I
I
got
could.
a pop up that said, "You're now recording."
Yeah, I think Glenn started recording and that.
Yeah, yeah. I had forgotten that I had stopped the recording when I got on by myself. Sorry
Oh,
about that. But can you see us all?
yes.
Okay.
Except Barb disappeared voluntarily.
Sorry, I forgot they had put that in there. Now they do that all the time. Now they
No
never
problem.
used to do that. Right. All right.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. But when I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. I always love you and make you happy. I always hope that you'll be the same. But if you leave me and love another, you'll regret it all someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You'll make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Nice arrangement of that.
Yeah.
Thank
Did
you.
you pick that up from somebody else, or did you just
What?
that arrangement? That was never heard it quite played quite like that before.
Yeah,
He's giving us the finger. Look at that. You see that?
Oh, he's like,
Yeah, he must not have liked what I said.
here's what I
Nice
think of your
arrangement.
question.
Well, thank you.
No,
Thank
that was
you.
that was this finger, wasn't it?
No.
It was your middle finger.
Sorry about that. I listened to Chris Stapleton and his wife, and they did kind of a slow version of it,
No.
and I kind of liked it, so I just went from there.
I have a Chris Stapleton drop D tuning song in the pipeline.
You know what's really nice in Drop D that I'm working on, but it's still pretty bad, is Harvest Moon.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's really nice.
We were doing that. I'm taking a harmonica class on Zoom, and we were doing that last night. So, Harvest Moon. All
I have
right.
apparently volunteered myself, well, signed up to take vocal lessons. So it'll be interesting.
In person?
No, because she's under contract with a theater and can't do any in person. So next week we're going to have our first Zoom. I imagine at some point, but like I knew who she was. She lives in the neighborhood. And I was in the store the other day and I said, "Hey, I'm Mike. I have a voice that I wish was better." She said, "Oh, we can work on that." So we've exchanged information. So I'm a little intimidated, a lot intimidated, but what the hell?
So I mean, that's how I met Angelina, right? And I've taken voice lessons from her on and off, and they're good. Like it's good. I know when I'm taking them regularly, I remember to keep my voice forward, and I don't wear out my voice as much, and I have a stronger voice and everything. You know, but I think I am going to look for someone else once the pandemic's kind of passed, just to have a change, right? Just for a change.
Breathing and phrasing is, what you need to kind of listen for. And, some people have like a very nasal thing. They sing from their upper thing instead of from their gut. And
Right.
feeling the song and giving it the right emotion.
Yep. So it definitely can help quite a bit.
I just imitate Bob Dylan. Is there anything wrong with that?
Well, he's regarded as the best singer ever. So
Right.
it's,
Yes.
yeah.
Now, everything I have heard about him is it's amazing that he was popular in spite of his singing. So
You know what? It's the even like I'm reading that. Well, you might have watched it, Draper. You seem to watch some of those videos I send out, but the one with Tweety, when he was talking about that, and he was even, he said he's getting more comfortable with his voice, but he's never going to. But you know what? You don't have look at Neil Young. Neil Young's not a classically great singer either, right? But if it works for what you're doing,
both he and Tweety are distinct.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're
and Dylan too. I mean,
yeah, for sure, Dylan.
I know there's a line in that Linda Ronstadt, within the sound of my voice, she talks about going to see the Doors in California and goes, they'd be a great band if they got rid of their lead singer.
I remember that. I do remember that line. Yeah, that was funny. But anyways, all right, Draper, you're up.
I have no idea here. I was going to do one thing and then I thought another and then I thought something entirely different.
Do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm going to go with this because Doug inspired me. Because, like, hey, let's make a song sad.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
I got new cable, so I'm like, is everything going cool? Okay.
Hold on a sec, Draper. Your voice suddenly got a little bit quiet there when you were. Try saying something.
Quiet?
Yeah, it's got quiet again. As soon as you picked that up, you were fine when you were talking.
Right.
So guitar's okay?
Guitar's fine.
And voice, chicky chicky boom boom. Let's give us more gain. How about
There
Is
you
the
go.
original sound on?
It should see it up in the upper left-hand corner. It should say original sound on.
No, it says recording.
And then to the left of that, you should see original sound on.
I
No?
do not.
Well,
Okay.
move your cursor up there.
Well,
Yeah,
but it's
my
not
cursor
even there.
is.
It's not even there though. So you haven't enabled it in the app, right? It has to be enabled in the settings before it shows up there.
Can I get it from
So you need to go.
preferences?
I'm trying to see where can you do it here.
Show in meeting option to enable
Yes, click on that. Make sure that's clicked.
original sound on.
That's what you want. And then to the right of it, you should see, or actually down below your little microphone, make sure original sound is on the same device that your microphone is, because sometimes it can be on a different one, right? So if you click on the down arrow by original sound, it'll show you what input device it's on, and make sure that matches your microphone, your vocal microphone.
PreSonus Audio Box i1, which should be this microphone
Yeah,
right
it seems-
here.
Yeah, it seems all right. Okay, so get at your singing distance and say something.
Chicka chicka. Woke up this morning with the sun
All right.
down.
Now, there's something wrong because that's really distorted now.
Back up just a little bit.
Shining. Oh, here, I got it. Okay. Coming back. Woke up this morning. How's that?
No,
Woke up this morning.
need
It's
more.
very quiet, very
Woke
quiet.
up this morning.
So instead of doing gain, try volume. Try the volume instead of the gain.
Well, there's only
Oh, there isn't. There's.
one input. There's a return volume. And
Oh, gotcha.
so that should be it right there. Whoa, wow. Okay, I'm going to try this.
It was very odd because before you played your guitar, your voice was coming through fine.
I wonder if there's just like I've been, having these issues if the box is just shot. Like it can't differentiate between guitar cuz there's two inputs. It's supposed to work. The little light goes flicky flicky when I talk or play.
Right. Well, you are.
How does this sound?
They're at least balanced. They're at least balanced. You are kind of quiet, but they're at
Is
least
it
balanced.
distorted?
No, it's not distorted. They're balanced now too.
Okay.
So we'll just crank you up on our end.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think I can.
Oh, here's another thing. You don't have to try it now, but in Windows, you can change the volume of your input sound devices, and typically you need to crank that right up too, right? But don't mess with that now because it's kind of buried. You're all right. You're balanced now, and I can just crank the volume on my end.
Okay. I'm going. I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in. I found my mind in a brown paper bag, and then tripped on a cloud and fell 8 miles high. Tore my mind on a jagged sky. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Pushed my soul in a deep dark hole, then I followed it in. I watched myself crawling out as I was crawling in. I got so uptight that I couldn't unwind. Saw so much that I broke my mind. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Well, someone painted April Fool in big black letters on a dead-end sign. Hit my foot on the gas as I left the road and blew out my mind. 8 miles out of Memphis and I got no spare. 8 miles straight up downtown somewhere. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Nice job. So that actually sounded really good. You know, it was really, the quality was really good. It was just a little low. So let me see if you can see this.
I'm on a Mac, so does that matter?
No,
I
so
thought it sounded great.
yeah. Can you guys see can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So this is Windows 11, so it might be slightly different.
System sound properties, okay.
And then you got to go to the actual device because I have, like on mine, I have multiple devices, right?
Yeah.
So we go to that one, and then now I've lost it. But anyways, you want to set the volume on it, the input volume on it to 100%. Actually, let me go back to that. Let's see. Here we go. So on my line
PreSonus
6,
audio box input.
input volume. Make sure you got that. What's yours set at?
It doesn't actually give me, like, I can change the output volume.
It's kind of buried a little further somewhere in Windows 10, but I don't know. I can't remember exactly where it is. But there is a way to do that. It's under sound devices or something, right? Yeah.
Would that be output volume? Like, am I turning up now?
No, it would be input volume. It would be input
Yeah,
volume.
that's what I'm thinking. But I have input level.
That's it. Try that. Try that.
No, it's just a flickering light.
Oh,
Change your input sound. Oh, here. Now I'm deep into it. Okay, continue.
all right. So there you go. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. So, all right. Michael Shaneline.
Oh, well, I didn't rehearse anything today, and I still undecided what I'm going to do, but this came up on my iPad, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah, if you're still undecided, you better decide quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
I've been watching Get Back, that Beatles thing. It's a lot of it's kind of boring, but I'm a Beatles fan, so it's fun even just to watch them screwing around. So how's the guitar? Is that all right? So this is an old Lennon and McCartney song that I do in a different style. Your day breaks, your mind aches. You find that all her words of kindness linger on when she no longer needs you. She wakes up, she makes up, she takes her time and doesn't feel she has to hurry. She no longer needs you. And in her eyes you see nothing, no sign of love behind the tears cried for no one. A love that should have lasted years. You want her, you need her, and yet you don't believe her when she says her love is dead. You think she needs you. And in her eyes you see nothing, no sign of love behind the tears cried for no one. A love that should have lasted years. You stay home, she goes out. She says that long ago she knew someone, but now he's gone, she doesn't need him. Your day breaks, your mind aches. There will be times when all the things she said will fill your head. You won't forget her. And in her eyes you see nothing, no sign of love behind the tears cried for no one. A love that should have lasted
I love that song.
That is a good one, isn't it?
And
Nice
your
job.
you're picking sounds fantastic.
Nice job, yep.
Oh, thanks. I can't remember if that was Rubber Soul or Revolver, but those are two of my favorite Beatles albums. Although I like a lot of their albums, so I can't really say that for sure.
Well, this is my pretty Denny Stevens guitar. It's big one.
What
So
was
I'm-
it listed for?
How much am I selling it for?
Yeah, how much? Yeah,
$2,500.
well, that's competitive.
That's pocket change for Draper. I mean, that's nothing.
Well, I'm going to do a song that my friend Liz Barnez wrote with John Magny and Celeste Krenz. And it's one called Listen to October. And I've never played this before, so we'll see. Too much to say. want to hear the truth today. I can hear it. It's over. Gotta find a way to let you go. Listen to October. One star gonna blow away in the winter wind. Button up my overcoat. Try to believe spring will come again. Oh, one be loved, just be alone. Don't need an empty hand to hold. You don't love me, I'm not the one. We've been fooled by the summer sun. Listen to October. What's gonna blow away in the winter wind? Button up my overcoat. Try to believe spring will come again. Oh, I'm patching holes against the wind, but still the cold is creeping in. Listen to October. What's gonna blow away in the winter wind? Button up my overcoat. Try to believe spring will come again. Oh, oh,
Well, that'll work.
Yeah, definitely.
You can tell it's a different guitar. It's got more low end to it than the one you normally play. So sounds good though.
Sounds more open too.
it's a bigger guitar, so it puts out a little more sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded good. Well suited for that song, I think.
Is the body shape on that like a Gibson? What's it? Is it rounded?
You're muted, Barb.
You're muted.
Barb.
I said he made quite a few that were cutaways, but this is the one that my husband decided he wanted.
Looks. Well, I can't quite tell, but it sounds great.
Thanks. Yeah, it has a nice guard.
Mm-hmm.
Good finish. I mean, this is from the early 80s and there's not even a dent or scratch in it.
scraping the bottom of the barrel today, so. And like Shane Line, these were hurriedly last minute. So. Oops, let's see. I used to play around with hearts that hastened at my call. But when I met that little girl, I knew that I would fall. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool, oh yeah. She played around and teased me with her carefree devil eyes. She'd hold me close and kiss me, but her heart was full of lies. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool, oh yeah. She told me how she cared for me and that we'd never part. And so for the very first time, I gave away my heart. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool, oh yeah. The next day she was gone and I knew she'd lied to me. She left me with a broken heart and won her victory. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Poor little fool. I was a fool, oh yeah. Played this game with other hearts, but I never thought I'd see the day when someone else would play love's foolish game with me. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Well, that was horrible.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything wrong with it.
Yeah, that was quite a ways from horrible.
I don't know about that.
Is
I used
that
to do
Rick
that
Nelson
one.
or is that?
That's Ricky Nelson.
I was going to say Ricky Nelson or the Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be. It was written by someone by the name of Sharon Sheely, which was, I don't know who that was, but I used to play that back when I was first starting out with Mick and Angie. We would play that song. It's one of the few ones I could actually do back in the day. So, all right, Mr. Schwarzendruber.
Okay.
You know, my throat is still messed up from last week, right? It still doesn't feel right.
This is just diddling around in D, I guess.
John Fahey.
That was nice that we were able to watch your playing. We were able to see all your movements and
Yeah,
stuff.
turn it down a little bit.
I thought you were going to break into Can't Find My Way Home. That was nice.
Actually, Diddling in D is actually a good name for a song, right? It is, actually. I thought it'd be-
Diddly dee.
As long as D is consenting.
I know one of my chickens is named Chickadee, and I call her Dee Dee.
All right, you too, Draper, in case I didn't.
Is it me again?
It's you again.
Wow. Okay. We'll see how this goes. This is your fault, Glenn. Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. Each little glance, every movement you show, love is all around now. Need to fade. Oh man, I can't even read my notes. Love is all around, no need to fake it. You can have this town, why don't you make it? You're gonna make it after all. Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. I changed keys, damn. It's you, girl, and you should know it. Each passing glance, every moment you show it. Love is all around, no need to fake it. Love is all around, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it after all. That song is much harder than I want it to be.
Ah,
As Barb was talking about phrasing earlier.
yeah. I may give that a song a try sometime. I always liked that song.
It's a cool song. He does it, I think he does it in D. I changed it to G. Like I was looking like the video that, did you send the video of him playing it on his porch?
Yeah.
I changed it to D, which is a little easier, but you know, I took the punk rock version that I know and slowed it down and tried to make it more melodic.
I wanted to throw my hat up in the air.
Right?
Did he write it for the TV show, or did he already
did.
have it in his
No, I think he wrote it in like
Yeah,
two,
if you watch the video, if you watch that video from Sunday morning, he talks about it, right?
Yep.
in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say he wrote it in like short period of time.
Right.
And he insisted, he hadn't done it before, and he insisted on singing it because they wanted someone else to sing it, and they let him
Right.
sing it eventually. So, but what he was playing when he was playing it on his porch, Draper, that may not be the key he originally played it in, right? Because he's
yeah.
84 now, so.
Right. Well, and the thing that's interesting, I started looking at it. There were 2 different versions. The first season had the it's way more tentative, and then they're like, "Well, she's already made it," you know, because I think it was "You Might Make It After All" or whatever. And it's like, well, she's already made it. Let's just tweak it a little bit, which is the second season is the version that I know. So, my story on this song. Husker Du, who was a band from Minneapolis, covered it. I'm sure largely because they were from Minneapolis, and it's like, how often do you see Minneapolis on TV? but they recorded it probably 83, maybe 84, as the AIDS crisis was really, probably 84, 85 actually, as the AIDS crisis was really kicking off. And I was working in a restaurant that also served as social workers' dream job. So we had all of these patients from the neighborhood that would come in, and you would watch them deteriorate. And I ended up just going to a lot of funerals right in that period. And what's weird about that song is that I would be in a funeral and that song would go through my head. And it's almost, I wouldn't say it's become a prayer, but it's certainly become a meditation piece in those kinds of situations for me, which I find really weird. But what are you going to do? Take it and run.
There's a very good Mary Tyler Moore episode about where they're at the funeral for Chuckles the Clown. I don't know if you remember that one, but it's worth a watch. So they're all worth a watch. I used to love that show when I was younger. So I was very sad when Betty White passed away because they had a big celebration planned. Her 100th was going to be in January, right?
Right.
And they had a big celebration planned.
The 17th.
Yeah.
And she was sharp right up until the end.
Yeah.
You know,
She was very good. Yeah, she was just a great actress, right? And that whole Sue Ann Nivens she wasn't on the show till like the 4th season, right? And she was brought on just for a single episode, and they just we got to keep bringing her back, right? But it was totally out of character. She'd always played such sweet, wholesome characters and everything. So this Sue Ann Nivens was quite a departure, right? But anyways, yeah, it was a good show. I really liked her. So that was actually a really good show. And Lou Grant, I mean, he was, Ed Asner was just, I think he's still alive, isn't he? Or did he die this year?
He just died this year, I believe.
Yeah, crap. But.
And Ted Baxter.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. We can forget about that San Francisco sitcom. We can put that one aside. But yeah. Interesting thing. Do you know who Timothy Treadwell is?
Tim Treadwell.
Yeah, the guy who was eaten by the grizzly up in Alaska, like who was living with them, and then he had his camera on, but the lens cap was on, but they have the audio of him and his girlfriend getting eaten by the grizzly, right?
Yeah, he's from Malibu.
Yeah, but he was that show that what's his name? Knight. Ted Knight? It's Ted
Ed
Knight.
Knight, I think. Yeah.
So that show, they had the dumb guy, the dumb young guy that used to hang around all the time. And that Timothy Treadwell auditioned for that part, and it was down to him and the guy who eventually got it. The other guy got it, and then he fucked off to Alaska, right, and started living with the grizzlies. And then eventually he was killed by the grizzly, right? So a lot of years later, but still.
I get the sense that whether he got the part or not, something was going to happen to that.
You're probably right. All right.
I mean, I hate to say it, but watching that documentary the first time, I almost cheered.
Yes.
Well, that
Horrible.
yeah. Well, the tape was given to one of his ex-girlfriends. I don't know why she was chosen, and she has it in a safe deposit box, and she hasn't listened to it. It's like 6 minutes long, and I don't know how the hell it can take 6 minutes for someone to. And they said that they don't get to the end because the tape ran out. They were still getting killed when the tape ran out. And I'm thinking, like, that must have been, it's almost like the grizzly was playing with them or something, right? Like, just kind of slowly.
It was very, very hungry.
And he probably didn't taste like berries or, whatever he was used to. Like, this isn't salmon.
I need some protein.
But yeah, you know that the good meat is in the quadriceps.
That's
so
right.
You're just going to eat those. You don't worry about killing your prey if you can get a good bite of meat.
Well, that's absolutely true. There was one case. I did a lot of reading on bear attacks and everything back in the day, and there was one case of a gal who was doing soil surveys up in Alaska, and so they would take her and drop her off in a helicopter, and then come back and pick her up later in the day. And they dropped her off, and this black bear started following her around. and eventually came up and got really aggressive. And so she laid down on the ground and played dead. And she continued to play dead while the grizzly ate her forearms, right? And then finally the helicopter came back and scared, it wasn't even a grizzly, it was actually a black bear. And the helicopter came back and scared off the bear. But she now has prosthetics from the elbows up because she just continued to sit there and play dead, right? Because that's what she had heard. People always say, black bear play dead, grizzly fight back. And it's not that simple, right? If it's an aggressive defensive response where the bear is trying to protect its cubs or something and just wants to eliminate the threat, then play dead. But if it's an attack, often it's a predatory attack. Hey, food, then you don't want to play dead because then you're just laying out the buffet table, right? But then what makes it even harder is that sometimes it'll start off as aggressive defensive, and it's like, okay, the threat's eliminated, but we are kind of hungry anyways, so let's eat them. So it all really depends on the situation, right?
I just listened to a thing on NPR last weekend where these black bears and grizzlies cross, and it all related to this one bear that bore all these things. So now there are these hybrid bears.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's like, a horse and a mule, a donkey.
The world's gone mad.
Well, that that coyotes and wolves, right? Like they share DNA and they interbreed, right? So many of the coyotes that are in cities and stuff like that actually have a significant amount of wolf in them. And I've seen, even around town, like in Bear Creek Park and stuff, I mean, you see some coyotes and they're not that big. But I've seen some pretty big ones. And I saw one day in Bear Creek Park that was friggin' huge, right? For a coyote, So, it's, it is what it is. And foxes are not even in the same genus, in case you were curious. They're not even actually dogs. They're not canines, so.
Can they interbreed with dogs?
No, there's totally different genus. Yeah, not even the same. So, anyway, sorry, Shane Line.
Well, some of us have.
I was playing
more
Mr.
Neanderthal.
Science.
I did 23andMe, and I've got more Neanderthal DNA than 99% of the people who submit their samples to 23andMe.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
I don't see that as a bad thing either, right? The more, I'm sure I have a lot too. Northern Europeans have a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's where it mostly is. There's also Denisoans, if you've heard of them. They were another human line that existed at the same time. But the Neanderthals, they keep discovering more and more about Neanderthals, like art and stuff like that. So they were probably pounding on logs and everything too, right? And they have found Neanderthal burials where they actually buried their dead too. So my theory, and it's of course just totally made up, is that the difference between modern humans and Neanderthals was that modern humans had religion, and that gave them the what's the right word? The right or the go-ahead to go and murder all the Neanderthals, right? So
Yeah, justification.
Yeah.
the justification, exactly, right? Because they could justify it, but
They were
anyways.
chosen, yes.
Yeah. So, all right, there we go. There's my rant. Sorry.
Here's an early Dylan song. I don't even know if he had this on an album. It might just be on a bootleg or a demo, but Joan Baez covered it, so we'll see. Perhaps it's the color of the sun, cut flat in covering the crossroads you're standing at, or maybe it's the weather or something like that. But mommy, you're just on my mind. I don't mean trouble, please don't put me down, don't get upset. like yes or no, please understand me. I'm not calling you to go, I'm just breathing to myself, pretending not that I don't know that mama, you've been on my mind. When you wake up in the morning, baby, look inside your mirror. You know I won't be next to you. You know I won't be there. I'll just be curious to know if you can see yourself as clear as someone who has had you on his mind. As someone who has had you on his mind.
I think
Nice.
I know that from Rod Stewart doing it.
Yeah, I bet he did do it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who it was, and that's what I think it was.
I'll have to look that up. I'm sure you're right, but there's other people that have covered it too, I think. But
I'm gonna do a John Hartford too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I dream of a girl in a stern wheel steamboat, pilot light stove and an engine room brass, hanging by the post by the mainnet stairway, long hair skipping in the Mississippi dew. Oh, the river run wide, run deep in red money. Oh, the river run long after I am gone, with a steamboat wheeling on a big white bed, skipping on the Mississippi dew. Oh, I went down the river, come away last Sunday. Oh, yeah. I went down the river, come away last Sunday. 12 feet of water on the Memphis gate. I wouldn't make it home without the muddy water rolling and a paddle wheel skipping on the Mississippi dew. Oh, the river run wide, run deep in red money. Oh, the river run long after I am gone, with a steamboat wheeling on a big white bend, skipping on the Mississippi dew. Oh, it used to be spring at Chip on the river, 35 days on the Valley Line boat. Make a little money, take a swing time chicken, taking off skipping on the Mississippi dew. Oh, the river run wide, run deep in red money. Oh, the river run long after I am gone, with a steamboat wheeling on a big white bed, skipping on the Mississippi dew. Just skipping on the Mississippi dew. Yeah, skipping on the Mississippi dew.
Now
John
that
Hartford.
melody's been used, I think, in other songs too, right?
Well, I used to do it the Bob Wawa way. Oh, the river one wide, one deep in one.
Oh man. Now it's back to me again already.
What's the Neil Young song?
Oh,
Never
Love
thought-
is a Rose.
Yeah. It's
That's
the
almost, that's similar. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Never thought that love had a rainbow on it. Always thought it was a, yeah.
That's right. I'm always amazed that he actually wrote that song. It never, when I first found out it was that he wrote that song. Like I said, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel today, so. I'm taking a guitar class and a mandolin class at Swallow Hill, and then I'm taking the harmonica class on Zooms on Wednesdays. So it's not leaving me with as much time or it's taking up more time. All right. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow, 100 miles. Lord, I'm one, Lord, I'm two, Lord, I'm three, Lord, I'm four, Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home. Lord, I'm 500 miles away from home. Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name, and I can't go back home this away, this away, this away, this away, this away. Lord, I can't go back home this away. If you miss the train I'm on, you will know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow, 100 miles. I changed a chorded there not that long ago, and I haven't. I keep trying singing it the old way, and it doesn't work over that chord. I added a B minor in there for from someone else's arrangement, but
The B minor sounds nice.
Yeah.
yeah,
does.
it does.
I
But
like that a lot.
yeah, you got to sing it differently though, and I was kind of off on a couple of the. But it does sound good. Yeah, that's why I switched to that version of it.
Did you do it C once and then B minor once, or did you?
So it's G, E minor, A, C, A minor, B minor, D, and then D7
Okay.
for the verses, yeah. So, but Hetty West. I don't know
Very
if she has
nice.
any other songs or not, but does anybody know of any other Hetty West songs? No.
Not offhand. Well, I've written only one or two songs in drop D, but I'll play one. I think I played it before, but I added a verse since I played it before. So we'll see. My mind's been a wandering along the back roads of the past. Sun's going down in the west, the days go by too fast. But looking back's for old folks, and in my mind I'm young. With each morning sunrise, there's another song to be sung. Well, I have a few regrets, there's no doubt, but regrets are not what life's all about. I've made quite a few trips around the sun, sailed 6 of the 7 seas. Each day is another journey, a tapestry to weave. So don't go dreaming about what might have been, dream about what's yet to be. If your mind's as open as the sky, you'll see. If your mind's as open as the sky, you'll see.
Now, who wrote that?
You wrote it.
Oh, you did. Oh,
Nice.
okay. That was good. Good job.
Thank you. I just need to keep adding a couple more verses now and then.
Okay, you were Barb was talking about phrasing, so this is me trying to get a handle on really difficult phrasing. A couple of years ago, I don't remember what compilation it was. I don't remember why, but I heard Karen Dalton sing "Katie Cruel," and then I heard her do this song, and it just floored me. So the other night, I was watching a documentary about her, and it's a really fairly horrible story about a woman who decides that Enid, Oklahoma is not for her. So, I mean, and she was married at 15, had a kid, divorced, married again at 17, had another kid, and decided that was enough. I'm going to Greenwich Village and going to be a folk singer. And
What happened to the kids?
the boy, the first, stayed with his dad. The daughter, who was the second, she ended up driving back from New York, kidnapping the kid and keeping the daughter with her for years.
Oh, wow.
So in the documentary that I saw, the daughter talks a lot about living on people's floor and her mom's friendship with Tim Harden. And if you know anything about Tim Harden, it ends badly.
He had a problem with several different substances, I know.
Yeah, so she and he used to shoot speed a lot. And, you know, if you're going to come down from speed, you find other things. And she was really, really gifted. But I think really horrified of like stage fright or whatever. Just that she could get up and sing other people's songs. She had a really hard time with hers. She ended up getting a couple of records out that are In My Time, I think, is the second one. And it's worth listening to, especially for this song, which I'm going to try. And, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Well, don't you think that oh, sorry.
What?
I was going to say, don't you think that like people like that, that tend to be subject to substance abuse and stuff like that, it's because everything is so close to the surface, right? You know, that's why they're such good at writing songs and stuff like that, right?
It's an interesting case and complicated.
Right.
This song is called Something on Your Mind. It's worth listening to because she was a folkie, but her phrasing is like Billie Holiday's, and I have no ability that way. So I'm going to do this. Yesterday, any way you made it was just fine. So you turned your days into nighttime. Didn't you know you can't make it without ever even trying? And something's on your mind. Let these times show you that you're breaking up the lines, leaving all your dreams behind. Didn't you see you can't make it without ever even trying? And something's on your mind. Maybe another day you'll want to feel another way. You can't stop crying. Haven't got
got a thing to say. Feel you wanna get away, there's no use trying anyway. I have seen the writing on the wall. Who cannot maintain will always fall. Well, you know, you can make it without ever even trying. And something's on your mind. Tell the truth now, isn't it? Well, something's on your mind, isn't it? And something's on your mind. Maybe another day you wanna feel another way. You can't stop crying. You haven't got a thing to say. No, don't feel the way. You can't stop trying anyway. But something's on your mind. And something's on your mind. And something's on your mind. Ow, ow, ow.
What race is she?
Say what?
What race is she?
Cherokee. Well, she's, you know, Oklahoma, but a lot of Cherokee apparently.
Oh, okay.
And she looks like a Dust Bowl photo. Every picture, every film clip you see, at some point she got in a fight with a boyfriend and he knocked a front tooth out, so she had a gap. The drugs gave her like that really sort of dried out, like if she looked late, like if you punched her, dust would come out her nose.
Yeah, looked hollow.
Yeah. And I mean, she eventually died of AIDS, but not until the 90s.
What's her name again?
Karen Dalton. She's worth exploring just because she has such a unique voice and really amazing phrasing.
Well, I think this song was kind of inspired by the shooting we had a couple weeks ago and the fires and just, I don't know, reaching that point in life. It's called There Are No More Days Without Tears. And I hope it's not too maudlin. And I hope it didn't steal the melody from something else. You'll just laugh about it, thinking of remaining years. You'll just laugh about it. There are no more days without tears. Got to start my scroll. Hearing news about an old friend. A song comes on the radio. Thoughts of lovers you once knew, or good times that happened long ago. Don't despair. You'll have many reasons to smile. live. There are no more days without tears. There are no more days without tears.
You have a bunch of really good songs.
That was really good.
Oh, thanks.
You should head into the studio, Shane Line.
Well, I was going through a bunch of stuff on my iPad, and I found some songs that I couldn't even remember that I've written in the last couple years that I have not recorded. That we need a really severe winter, so I have an excuse to just sit in my basement and record.
There you go.
But
Hey, so why don't you send out an email tomorrow and just like if you're still willing to host, just send it out and just say, you know, if you guys are still want to come over, you're welcome, or if not, Ruth will host or whatever, right? So
okay,
yeah, and I'm sure everybody's still probably fine with it if you're okay, right? With your
yeah, I'll test again tomorrow morning, just to be sure. But I would really like to host. But if people aren't comfortable with it, then certainly will respect that. So
I'm pretty sure I had it last week, so I'm fine with it, and I'm triple vaxxed, so
okay.
but we'll probably all get it at some point, anyways. I see Draper. What are you smirking at, Draper?
They're saying everybody's gonna get it.
Yeah, I was going to say Shane Lang makes me uncomfortable, but that doesn't have anything to do with COVID.
Yeah, well, I do that on purpose. I try to be annoying.
Plus, I have an opportunity for retirement because he has like an 18-inch step, and I can fall and sue him.
That'll be fixed in April. I have a date fixed for the date set for the guy to come and inject foam underneath it and raise it back up.
Well, the way things are going, April ought to be just buried in snow.
Yeah,
it's just
probably.
putting winter off.
Yeah.
March and April are our worst months. I know I'm gonna get my house re-sided this summer. I had a piece of siding that came off a week ago Tuesday in a really high windstorm. Just snapped a piece of siding right off my house. So my neighbor helped me get my insulation covered up. The piece, the end of the piece had some pieces break off, but it was this big piece that we were able to reinstall. Anyhow, I'm going to take us out with a Loretta Lynn tune. You left me for the bright lights of the town. A country boy set out to see the world. But remember when those neon lights shine down, that big old moon shines on your Kentucky girl. Well, I swear I love you by the moon above you. How bright it's shining in your world. So remember when you wake up all alone, just come on home to your blue Kentucky girl. Don't wait to bring great riches home to me. I need no diamond rings or fancy pearls. Just bring yourself, you're all I'll ever need. That's good enough for this blue Kentucky girl. And I swear I love you by the moon above you. How bright is shining in your world. Some morning when you wake up all alone, just come on home to your blue Kentucky girl. Just come on home to your blue Kentucky girl.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You threw me off both of your choices. I was expecting you to do John Hartford, Are You Holding? And I was expecting you to do Loretta Lynn, Fist City. But but they were all great. And that guitar sounds really good.
It is a beautiful guitar. Yep, it is. And my son will inherit all of them. Well, maybe next week I'll pull out my Martin 12 string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hasn't been played in years either.
I
That
thought
was
you-
my first guitar.
I thought you brought it out once for these
No.
song circles. I thought I
No.
remember you playing a 12 string. Maybe not.
No, I don't. It hasn't been out of the case in a long time.
Okay. All right.
But I still need to find a new case for this guitar because this is the one that has the really ugly case that has foam and duct tape holding it together.
Look on Craigslist. There's often deals on there, right? You know, you need to find one that'll fit, obviously, but
That's a busker's case, isn't it? With foam and duct tape and everything. I mean, you know, that's the one you want to throw change into.
yeah. When you advertise, you just say with vintage case, right?
Well, what I'll probably go out and find. I need to find a new case for it.
Yeah.
Unless Doug finds one in the bins.
There's certain words in that used in guitar ads, right? That you know the price is inflated whenever you see these words, right? Rare, vintage, or lawsuit, and any of those, and you know it's like the price is.
Use lawsuit in context so that
Yeah, because they always call them lawsuit guitars if somebody gets sued for copying another guitar or something, right? And then they expect that you're going to pay them as much as the original guitar was worth for this copy or whatever, right? Because it was a lawsuit. But anyways, so I saw, Draper, that movie's available on YouTube and Amazon Prime, so I think I might watch that. The Karen Dalton one might be worth a watch. You've got no audio now, Draper. You're just.
It's a little bleak, but it's good. I mean, it's interesting. Just her whole arc is a cautionary tale, but worth watching.
Now, that microphone, are you sure that's not an end address microphone? Is it a side address or an end address?
And
End?
Supposed to be.
Well, because I wonder if that's why it fades off so quickly, right?
yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just because of the way it's oriented, right? All right, Barb's ready to go. So.
Okay.
Oh, you guys can talk.
Oh, no,
but
it's all right.
I'm gonna
Like-
take off.
I'm gonna
Almost
go
every
watch
day I go look at those ear trumpets. I'm going to get one of those eventually.
Yeah, it's I have so many different ways to set things up, but it's the most convenient option, right? Just one mic right here. It's not right in my face either, right? It's down here, and it works pretty good. This sounds okay,
Yeah.
So, and then it's also, you have the opportunity to use it for live stuff as well if you want to do single mic
Yeah.
things or whatever. So, but anyways. All right, guys, it was a
Thanks.
slice. I'll see you on the weekend, Shane Lyon.
all right, sounds good.
Are you going to go there, Swartz and Druber?
I told Shane Line that I was probably going to be in Ned, but I'll see.
Okay. All right.
All
See you
right.
guys later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care. Good night.
Bye.